Here is everything that I watched in January. I'm a little bit late, I know, but let's do it. Honestly, I feel so lucky because the first movie that I watched this year was American Fiction. What I loved about American Fiction was the surprise that I received. I thought I was going to get a simple comedy movie, but I got a story about a family and the people inside the family dealing with their problems. It's centered around an author played by the fabulous Jeffrey Wright, but you get these individual pieces of his family members too. I related to how the film dealt with uncomfortable situations because I too find humor in the most uncomfortable moments. It's how I deal with my feelings, for good or for worse. But I think if you like awkward and dry comedy full of heart, then you might appreciate this film. It's a soft pace with some jazzy undertones, and I just adored it. It's currently only available at the cinema, so go get some popcorn, mix it up with some chocolate, and enjoy the movie. And if you want to see a much deeper dive into the film, I did a review on American Fiction. I'll put the link in the description below.
You guys have a permit for that?
Shut the fuck up, Philip.
Cliff, you don't talk to me like that.
You want me to beat your ass?
I'm just...
Fuck out of here, Philip!
I will eat your sweater vest for dinner.
Always been a fucking douche.
The next movie that I saw was the artfully and cute movie Rye Lane, and I was buzzing. It's a story about two young adults who meet at an art event in South London. They are both dealing with a current breakup and dealing with it differently. They spend a whole day together, which turns eventful, and they develop feelings for one another. It's actually kind of cute. Honestly, I just wanted to take pictures or draw something as I watched this movie. Their outfits, the colors on the streets, and the art was just so creative. The movie uses a lot of close-ups and fish lenses, making the film feel so fresh. It felt like a very creative movie made in the way that the director, Rain Allen Miller, wanted to. I think you're going to enjoy this film if you're down for a cute love story about two young adults exploring and displaying South London. It's cheeky in the comedy, colorful, fresh, and pleasant.
So you're like a designer? Or...
Oh, you saying I couldn't be a model?
No, I just assume...
I'm fucking with you.
Let's stay around London because the next movie that I saw was one of my personal favorites, Notting Hill. It's about a bookstore owner, a traveling bookstore owner, who falls in love with a fabulous and famous actress. It's a rom-com classic that I have seen probably 100 times. It always makes me feel good, and I love quoting some of the scenes. I love Spike, the roommate in the movie. He's so bloody funny, and just everything about this movie is what I want a rom-com to be all the time. Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts are at their best. The movie is charming, funny, lovely, and every time I watch this movie, I just want to grab Julia and protect her from the world. Her smile on the screen is worth every second you spend watching this film. It's a classic. If you have not seen it, it's a must. Okay, next up is unfortunately my least favorite movie of the month, The Creator. It takes place in a world where it's human versus AI. Get ready because it's gonna happen. And it's about a special agent who recently lost his wife and is asked to go on a special mission to kill the creator, the architect responsible for the advanced AI in the world. Visually, it's a fantastic movie. There's so much going on in this world and it's visually captivating. It wasn't a bad movie for me, but it wasn't a great movie because nothing else just grabbed my attention once you start to understand and see everything in this world. I didn't connect with the leading actor, the creator, or anyone else in this film, so I needed a connection and I was missing it. The visuals and the world saved this movie by far for me. If you're curious about what an AI versus human world is going to look like, watch it. But a simpler version, such as Ex Machina, would be a better movie to watch and spend your time on. Another random film that surprised me in January was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. It's about an 11-year-old girl named Margaret who is dealing with moving to the suburbs and at the same time the beginning of adolescence. It was a family movie night and I assumed it would just be an excellent movie that we can all watch, but honestly, I quite enjoyed it. I laughed, I felt sad, and I remembered what it was like to be a young kid as I was watching the movie. It might also be one of my favorite Rachel McAdams roles in a very long time. She can be so likable and so warm. She's just the perfect young mother in this role, and I loved her character in this movie. She's strong, caring, and has these moments of shine. It was just lovely. If you're a parent with a young teen in your life and you want to watch a movie about adolescence and just overall change, I think this is a great movie. I heard it's also a great book. All right, so the next movie that I saw, I honestly don't want to talk about, but that was The Zone of Interest. It's about an Auschwitz commandant, Rudolf Haas, and his family living in their dream home next to an Auschwitz concentration camp. I appreciated the filmmaking aspect of this movie. The movie's tension, the pace, the visual tone, and the sound design are all very well made. But honestly, I don't particularly appreciate how the movie made me feel. It's haunting and unsettling. And as I was watching the film, I just didn't enjoy the people on the screen. But that's a personal problem and a personal feeling. Again, filmmaking wise, it's incredible, but respectfully, I don't want to talk about it or watch it again.
Das hier ist die Mauer vom Lager. Ja, ja, das ist die Lagermauer. Also da haben wir auch noch Wein gepflanzt, damit das zuwächst, damit man das nicht mehr so sieht.
Alright, so the last movie that I saw in January was the classic The Graduate. It's about a college graduate worried about his future, mixed in a love triangle with an older woman who is closely a friend of the family. I honestly forgot how good this movie is. It has a very 60s editing style and transitions, full of long music scenes and slow camera movements. Dustin Hoffman is young and plays his lost and confused role very well, and you see Mr. Feeney at a young age playing a cool dad. It's just great. It gets annoying when the same song plays 100 times, but other than that, there isn't much to complain about. It has one of the best and most fun endings ever. It's also interesting how it all plays out in a world before smartphones. Life was just so hard back then. We were so spoiled, oh my God. Anne Bancroft and Catherine Ross, two amazing actors of our lifetime, are just amazing in this movie as well. If you're a little bit lost right now, or if you want to watch a fun ending to a movie with some classic old school cinematography, watch this movie. It's a classic and a very popular movie with fans of film. I hope that you found something interesting that maybe you can watch. Let me know what you watched in January, and if you want to know the last movie that I just recently saw, it was Argyle. You can find the review right here.